one.
Having children in a patriarchal society is a humiliation ritual.
Sometimes
Yep, you are retarded.
I really do wonder if I'm the weird one, and
No, you're not the
then
weird
I
one.
watch videos like this and I realize, no, I'm not.
Yeah, videos come up on your fucking Twitter feed and just find, I'm not the weird one. Thank God.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. If you are currently wondering why
Well, Australia is hell.
I am uploading again so soon, it is because the dumb writers over at Stranger Things decided to do some dumb crap and it derailed my posting schedule. So here we are again, ready for suffering, with a video that I'd planned to post yesterday.
I do enough suffering on my own, thank you.
Now, in 2025, we have had many a conversation about dating. Well, we haven't on this channel. I think I've talked about this like maybe once or twice, but broadly speaking, the broader community have had conversations about this. Highlighting the pitfalls of online dating, apparently.
Why is online? Because too many standards and shit. It's because of online social media and shit. Too many rules, standards and everything. Check boxes, checklists and shit like that.
Apparently there's now a Tinder
That's
for
why
kids.
it's so hard.
I have no idea what
Why the fuck is there Tinder for kids?
to make of this one. There is the whole issue of men not approaching women and why that might be. Probably because they make themselves look like this. But then just before Christmas I saw probably because they make themselves look like this.
What a fucking jump scare.
But then just before Christmas I saw a resurfaced clip from a popular streamer called Valkyrie. I've never said
Valkyrie.
about Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. It should be Valkyrie, as in the...
Whose name is
Yeah.
Rachel Hofstetter, outlining her vision for the future, saying that she would probably never have kids, and she instead wanted to be hot and play video games for the rest of her life until she died.
Yeah, money farm. She can do that. It's a free country, isn't it?
And I thought, wow.
Didn't all the I'm guaranteed all the fucking simps went wild after that one.
That is bleak.
I'm probably never having kids. It is what it is. I'm probably going to play video
It's bleak from your opinion, but
games for the rest of my life. I'm probably going to be as hot for as long as I can. And
money farm.
I'm probably going to keep making money in the best ways I
Told ya.
can, which is like doing commercials and shows.
That's the thing is her decision might actually change down the road. You never know.
Like that's probably what's going to...
When I was like 18, 19, I legit said I'd never have kids, but Enrique said in it. Probably when I get to 30 or 35, I'll have kids. But yeah.
happen for the next like 40 years until I die. And I think
Her decision might change along the way. It's like, you know,
people
when I was a kid, I thought I was a little cunt, so I wouldn't have kids and have little assholes as well, but, you know, that's starting to change.
are just going to keep being mad at me about it. It is what it is. I don't know, man.
I truly
That's the thing, she...
want to be a girl's girl, hand on heart. I want to get behind the girly pops, but this is not the thing to aspire to. I'm just asking.
I can see from Sydney. So Sydney is probably going to make a standpoint that you can have that option, but should it be publicized and, you know, so like encouraged more? Probably not.
That you pick a better ambition. This will shock none of you, and you guys yourselves have probably seen this, but over the years, this type of sentiment has absolutely grown in popularity, especially on platforms like TikTok. Don't get me wrong, men do say these things as well, like Seth Rogen, for example, who back in 2023 expressed how
Like I said, if you want to have the option not have kids, yeah, but you shouldn't just encourage everyone else to not have kids and shit.
happy he is to not have children, basically describing how having them would really have hampered his life.
Honestly, thank God we don't have children. We get to do whatever we want. We are in the prime of our lives. We are smarter than we've ever been. We understand ourselves more than we ever have. We have the capacity to achieve a level of work and a level of communication and care for one another and a lifestyle we can live with one another that we've never been able to live before. And we can just do that. And we don't have to raise a child, which the world does not need right now. And so yeah, it's we're very happy with our choice to
That's your decision.
not have kids. Me and my wife seem to get a lot more active enjoyment out of not having kids than anyone I know seems to get out of
And that's the thing, it might change down the track.
having kids.
I used to love Seth Rogen, I'm not gonna lie. And now I just want him to shut up. I think it is really sad and quite unfortunate that this has become the
Social norm, and that's what she's saying, that this shouldn't be a social norm.
prevailing attitude over the last number of years towards having kids and a family. This has sort of become the accepted position.
Yeah.
And in Valkyrie's case, she is, 33 years old, I think I read.
Whoa.
And so because she's a popular internet personality, this is the age where everybody starts asking, when are you having kids? When are you going to make babies? Ask me how I know that. So her sentiment
My dad was like, what, 35, 38? When he had us kids? Like,
here, at least in my opinion, is not entirely surprising. Even Mr. Beast weighed in asking why people care, given that it doesn't affect them at all if she reproduces.
exactly. That's what I'm saying, is why should anyone care? All the fucking simps are fucking breaking their keyboards and shit, headbutting their monitors over this shit.
And on a surface level, he is correct.
Yes, I even said that. This was just spammed all over my feed. I'm like, get this shit off my fucking feed. No one cares. Like, who cares, bro?
Stranger's personal choices in this way don't have any bearing on our individual lives. Unless they're, like, committing a crime against you. Don't do that. And yet, despite the fact that this really does have nothing to do with the rest of us, there's
Yeah, that's...
something undeniably melancholic about this worldview. I really cannot think of any
Like, I can understand where Sydney's come from. She's saying it shouldn't be a social norm, but, you know, people can have that option.
thing more depressing than playing video games for the rest of my life. And I really like
Hey, Sydney, come on. Video games are fun.
video games. What the f? Oh my god!
Is she...
Stop laughing. Bro, I don't even want to hit resume. I don't
I
want
was
the
a...
rest of my life. And I really like video games. What the f? Oh my god! Stop laughing. Bro, I don't even want to hit resume. I don't want to do it. But come on, really, how is this a life goal? The more that I looked into these sentiments to make this video, the more that I realized they seem to...
That's why I don't want to do, like, gaming all the time. I actually want to do IRL streams. So.
prioritize perpetual adolescence in a way over deeper human connection. And I think this ultimately feeds into why relationships are so hard and why people
Because it's a social norm not to have kids.
having families is so hard.
So I'm child free by choice, and everyone always says, like, what's your purpose? If you don't have kids, what's your purpose? My purpose is getting my nails done, going shopping, treating myself. Look at this new bag I just got from Goyard. Stunning.
That's what I don't get, is people prioritize material items over having a happy life.
This new sweatsuit I got from Aloe.
That's the problem, is people prioritizing materialistic items
Being sober,
to make them happy, to pretty much become a consumer.
traveling.
This
I
is
don't know,
it.
taking naps. Have you ever taken a nap? It's like the funnest thing ever. It's so nice. I enjoy naps a lot.
It isn't
Oh, for fuck's sake, she has the Apple Watch too. Jesus, fuck, that's like the American starter kit.
entirely possible that this is a parody because it's really hard to discern what is real and
What's a joke and what's a piss take and what's real?
what is not anymore. But come on, man. You need a better argument than this.
Someone tell
Exactly.
me the benefits of having a child. I asked that question on somebody else's post, and literally everybody liked it. I didn't get not one good answer. Somebody said, "Oh, well, you get someone that love you for life. Get a dog."
Well, if you insist.
That's actually a very beautiful dog. Holy shit.
That's it. I used you for my own ends. You can leave now.
Yeah, you don't want to become Hassan.
Go. I went the extra mile and have 2 dogs and a foster, so I don't know what that says about me. Unfortunately, though, it's pretty easy to find out because if I go on the internet, there are lots of data broker websites that say lots of things about me, which is why You need the sponsor of today's video, Incogni, and you better watch this ad because it was really weird and hard to make, and I think I'm hilarious, so you better watch it.
I'm fucking watching it. Calm down. What the fuck?
Hell, Sydney? Why am I taped to a chair? I had to make sure that it was the real you, and that someone hadn't stolen your identity. What do you mean, stolen my identity? Oh, pretend you don't know that data brokers can sell your private information, and then people can steal your identity. Quick, what's your dog's name? Murphy. Is this supposed to prove something? Yes, I suppose you're right. That is the sort of information.
What the fuck is this ad? So we're going into kidnapping,
along
huh?
with your address and your email addresses and your social security number and all other kinds of private information. Quick! What was the name of your first fish? Cameron. Sydney, this is insane. I use Incogni. And Incogni removes my personal information online on my behalf, making it so much harder for anyone to steal my identity. Now would you please untape me? Oh, that is exactly what an identity thief would say. No, seriously, Sydney, I made an Incogni account, gave them the right to work for me, and so far they have deleted over 1,000 entries about me from data broker websites and saved me hundreds of hours of doing this myself. And if you're still skeptical, Incogni has been independently verified by Deloitte as one of the few legitimate companies that actually help you delete your private information from data broker websites. So what you're saying is you're actually Sydney. I am actually Sydney. Well, this is disappointing. Next, you're gonna tell me the Nigerian prince that I've been texting isn't actually a Nigerian prince. I'm not even gonna touch that one. Incogni have kind of become a one-stop shop for removing your information from these data broker websites. They have plans that allow you to add your friends and family. They allow you to do custom removals where you submit a link to them, where you have found your information on a website somewhere, and they will do their utmost to get that information removed. So, my little chickadees, now is the time to take back your personal information by clicking the link in the description or going to incogni.com/Sydney. And of course, use code Sydney for 60% off Incogni's annual plans. I personally have the family plan. I think this is really important, so I highly encourage you, go check out Incogni. I promise you, it's a good time. Looking at this Valkyrie clip in a broader sense, I think it reflects an increasingly vocal cohort of particularly young women on platforms like TikTok who frame child freedom as not a neutral preference, but as an escape into endless leisure, which they often themselves describe in terms that sound less like empowerment and more like quiet despair.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Just wanted to show how terrible, awful, lonely, miserable my life is. As a woman with no children. You see, I just ate a Happy Meal. I went to a Christmas party last night, so I'm hungover. I got my Happy Meal. I just smoked a bowl of the devil's lettuce.
And we don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you, devil. I love you.
We don't care.
Your lettuce. And
Care factor fucking 0.
I'm gonna hang out with my cats and watch Christmas movies, because life is so terrible. Whatever would I do with myself without children? Oh yeah, relax.
I bet this person has a therapist.
I'd say she has 3 therapists just in case she disagrees or has an argument with the first 2.
Now, I do think it's worth me saying that I know this is going to come across as me judging everybody, but I'm really not, because I can actually completely relate to both sides of this issue.
That's what I'm saying. There's both sides.
I have been on both sides of this issue. Early 20s and actually even late 20s, Sydney was just completely disinterested in having kids.
Same here. Your mind changes, throughout.
Thought that I would never have a family, that would just not be for me. And there was a bunch of reasons why I felt that way. Kids just always came across as a little annoying. Like, I liked them. I liked other people's kids.
Yeah.
But for me, it just didn't feel like something I wanted. But, post-Wall Sydney loves the idea of having a family. And right now, it's sort of like, I don't know if this makes sense to anybody else, but it's like reconciling the me as I am, who has the things that I want and a lot of stability and I like my life, versus looking into the future and seeing myself with kids and knowing that I have a family somewhere down the road. And so it's like, I still think other people's kids are pretty annoying, if I'm going to be real. There's some really cute ones. Some of my friends have the cutest children you've ever experienced and seen in your life. They're so sweet. But I know that I will love mine, and I know that I will think mine are the cutest little schmooze that I've ever seen in all of my days. Like, can you just imagine an army of little cute tiny Sydneys? ChatGPT, make me an army of baby Sydneys. Well, you did your best.
You did your best. It's like a whole communist
Anyway,
party.
all of this to say, I do
Oh
think
my
that there
God.
are a bunch of really legitimate reasons why both women and men hesitate when it comes to having kids. People love to make this topic seem super black and white, and it's just, I don't think it is. I think it is very nuanced, very shades of gray, and it's super personal. That said, a growing
Exactly.
segment of online discussions here lean into a cynical, almost nihilistic celebration of
Child-free retardation, yes.
freedom, portraying life without kids as an eternal
It's like they're advertising or advocating to be child-free. Like, what?
vacation filled with sleeping in and gaming marathons and weed, fast
That just sounds like you're fucking
food
jobless.
and binge drinking. I think what probably starts as a rejection of societal pressures ultimately boils down to avoiding responsibility altogether, with
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I was
little
thinking that.
vision for meaningful life pursuits outside of self-indulgence.
Asking, what did
Like I said, consumer. It's more advocating for consumers. I could guarantee you these fuckers have probably got advertisers or brands and shit they're advertising for this shit. So pretty much what I'm trying to say, there's more to this dumbass, child-free trend than, it lets on. I think it's just like a marketing ploy to sell products like bags, nail polish, and shit like that. I don't know by what company, but by looks of this, there's no other ulterior, end goal other than making money off of consumers. That's why I'm saying all these fucking famous people and shit like that, they may have their choices, but they might be getting paid off to the side just to say this dumbass shit. It gets people into fucking consuming a lot more. So, because people ain't gonna have kids in this economy because of how much it fucking is to have a kid. It costs a lot of fucking money to have kids. So, I just think this is just a shortcut way to introduce a child-free trend, get people consuming, and then, see where that fucking leads it. There's more plan to it, but call me a conspiracy theorist. That's what I think. I think this is just a fucking stupid trend people are just trying to push out and advocate for. And that's the thing is, if you want to be single, no kids and shit, go for it. Honestly, go for it. That's your option. But don't be fucking advocating and putting down other people because they want to have kids. It's kind of a dog act. You're being a dumb cunt. Alright?
in their 30s even do if they don't have kids?
Honestly, it's dangerous. Being childless in your 20s is one thing, even your late 20s, but in your 30s, and I think it's for this reason and this reason only, that no one really talks about. In your 20s, you're literally graduating college, you're trying to figure out what you want to
Yeah, what you want to do
do
and
in
shit.
life,
Yeah.
establish some type of career, you're starting out in a job, whatever, trying to figure out your living situation. But it's dangerous because once you're in your 30s, you have adult money. And when you're childless, guess what? That turns into adult fun money. You've been in a job long enough, you've climbed the career ladder. You know, you're making good money at this point in life probably. And it's like, ooh. So like, yeah, if I want to go on a cruise next week with my fellow teacher Bestie, who's also childless, guess what? We can. If I want to go out to dinner every night because I don't feel like cooking, I can. If I want to
Yeah, but here's the thing is you're advocating for this shit. Instead of being just an optional preference that should be kept in private or fucking whatever, you're advocating for this shit. And then I could fucking 100%, guarantee you're advertising a fucking product with the video that you're fucking talking
sit
about.
home in silence in the AC and rot on my couch, I can. And I'm sorry, people can argue that that's selfish, but it's not at all. It's my own choice, just like you made a choice.
But
That looks like a good cookie.
will you though?
Yeah, that's the
Will
thing.
you go on a cruise? Probably not. Oh my god, this cookie's so good.
That's what I'd say. That looks like a good
Videos
cookie.
under hashtags like child free and child free by choice
Yeah, it's been littered all over fucking TikTok.
frequently feature women bragging about their unstructured days. They sleep until midday, they lounge uninterrupted, or indulge in vices without consequence.
Not to brag, but what a time to be childless.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I mean, I woke up at 10 a.m. on a Saturday,
Oh, no, this is a piss take. Never mind.
made coffee in silence.
No, that's a piss take. He's
The
trolling.
only person screaming in my house was the espresso machine. You know, I strolled for 2 hours. I ate leftover pizza for breakfast. No one judged me. You know, you can't buy that kind of freedom. Mostly because you spent all your money on diapers and Paw Patrol merch. So, you know, I see parents out here running full marathons before 8 a.m., right? They're pushing strollers. They're packing snacks. They're negotiating with toddlers like it's a hostage situation. Okay, meanwhile, my biggest responsibility today is remembering to plug in my phone.
I do feel like a bit of a boomer right now, not being able to tell if something's AI, because I watched
No, it's a piss
this
take.
again and I was like, you might be a parody. I can't tell.
It's definitely a parody.
Oh, I can't tell because the people who say this crap, they're so close to the people parodying this crap, and it's just like, who?
It's hard to fucking tell, but it's
What
there.
are you?
Just listen to what they say.
Having children in a patriarchal society is a humiliation ritual.
No, that's fucking real.
If having a
I can just automatically spot the fucking nose piercing straight away.
boyfriend is embarrassing, having
Oh no, this is
a
real.
fucking baby daddy is mortifying. Now everybody knows what that takes. You took that shit raw.
One TikTok I came across features a woman explaining that she spent a 5-day vacation from work doing absolutely nothing at home. And while that might be nice for a day or two to recharge after a busy period, doing that regularly results in a life filled with nothing. No memories of fun trips, no additional accomplishments, no hobbies,
Yes.
nothing to show for the time spent on this earth outside of your self-care routine of eating as many Cheez-Its as possible. Yay. Another TikToker that I found went as far as to say that women without kids have so much freedom that our female ancestors could only dream of.
No, because being a woman without kids right now at this point in history, it is the best, most exclusive
And it's most of these fucking influencers saying this shit. Like, who gives a fuck, to be quite
club
honest?
to be a part of. We are living the lives that so many of our ancestors, the women who came before us,
And so, ancestors, oh, ma'am G.
wanted to live, but literally couldn't. They couldn't even dream of having the freedom that we have created for ourselves. And according to the worst of the worst, according to Elon Musk, JD Vance, like, we are public enemy number one. We are the biggest threat to their
Yeah, you are, because you're turning the whole fucking society into a bunch of consumers. I see where this is going.
lifestyle, their livelihood.
Because look, remember when that lady said, oh, I can get my nails done, buy a new bag, buy new shit? They're turning you into a fucking consumer. You don't see that.
And thus they attack us,
You honestly do not see
they
that.
belittle us. But it's because they're scared of us.
Scared of you because
No.
you are systematically taking yourselves out of the gene pool? Scared of you because when too many stupid people get together, it creates a
A massive retard clan.
mega stupid? Where
The mega retards. The retard clan. The Orkies.
exactly do you think this fear is coming from, Toothy Magoo? This whole thing is so weird, man, because these women talk about all this crap and the freedom and the, oh, I can do all
I swear it's gotta be a brand sponsorship. It's gotta
the
be,
things I
bro.
want, but like, it's not like you're spending this freedom doing things that actually matter, like going on grand adventures or, I don't know, doing philanthropy or spending your time in your community building something or making something or contributing. You're just, you're spending it doing boring, passive nonsense. Again, I'm trying not to judge. There's, of course, a time and a
Gaming can be fun. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be doing it for the rest of my life. I actually do want to do other stuff. It's just, I like gaming.
place to just do the things that you want to do, but what's the bet that the majority of these people are spending their time freaking doom scrolling or doing
Fucking swiping on TikTok until their thumbs fall off.
the drogues or, I don't know,
The drogues.
sleeping?
I never hear people talking about being child free by choice because they want to sleep. There are a lot of other good reasons. The environment, just not wanting kids because you don't want to raise kids. That is a perfectly good reason. But personally for me, that is a massive reason I do not want to have children, because I really value my sleep. And when I get less than 8 hours of sleep every night, I am in a terrible mood. I am not a nice person and I can barely function.
You not getting that much sleep doesn't excuse your shitty behavior.
So just thinking about raising a child,
100% you're still a cunt even with sleep.
having to get up in the middle of the night constantly, I'm not here for that. And I get some people are willing to do that, and that's great. Even people who really value.
But here's the thing, you have too many people doing this shit. That's the thing is, if you want to do it, go for it. But there's too many people fucking saying, I'm child-free by choice because I want to sleep, and putting so many videos about it.
Their sleep, and I think we all get to choose which hard we want to do in life, and that is not the hard I want to choose.
Gets email that my last video get copyright claimed.
Fuck you, Netflix. As one
Fuck you, Netflix.
viral TikTok put it, the point is to explicitly not
And it's most of these fuckers with the fucking septum nose piercings.
take care of another human, implying, actually this doesn't even imply, it's like it's right there, they're saying it out loud. This is a reluctance to ever set aside personal comfort even momentarily. But I can't help but find all of this very, very bleak. And obviously, I hope it's obvious at least, none of this is to say that people who vehemently dislike children or who really super duper don't want to be parents should go ahead and have children and become parents. Like, obviously, if that is not what you want, there's no expectation that you should do that. But I do think if the justification for not having children or for having venom towards people who do is because you want everybody to live these ultimately kind of shallow, somewhat vapid lives, I find that
I swear, it's a marketing ploy.
really quite sad.
To become more, make more people become, like, hella consumers.
I have always been a live and
I could fucking guarantee you, with each one of those videos, they're getting sponsored by a fucking brand. How much you want to bet?
let live kind of person, for the most part.
How much you want to fucking bet?
It's kind of gotten harder to defend over the years because the crazies just take advantage of that. But, in this context, again, I try not to be too judgmental because people have their reasons for feeling the way they do about having a family. But again, if the reason that you don't want a family is because you want to smoke weed all the time and, I don't know, hang around in your underwear, I don't love that. And of course, it isn't just TikTok popularizing this idea. Several
That's the problem, is this shit's getting popularized. No, it shouldn't.
celebrities have been quite outspoken about their desires to avoid parenthood because, as comedian Seth Rogen phrased it, it just doesn't look very fun. Pop culture icons like Chappell Roan aren't helping to improve this outlook on family life.
I swear they're getting paid to sponsor some shit.
When they proclaim things like,
They're getting paid to say this shit so other companies can sponsor shit. Like, promote shit.
my friends with young children are living in hell. That is
There's a whole thing to
the
it.
quote that
There's no reason why people be spamming this shit on fucking TikTok and then popular fucking comedians and famous people be saying this shit about it. Come on. There's an ulterior motive here.
that Roan said on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
What the fuck?
Oh my goodness.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children at this age. I have like a 1-year-old, like 3-year-old, 4 and under, 5 and under. I literally have not met anyone who's happy, anyone who has like light in their eyes, anyone who has slept.
In 2022, comedian Chelsea Handler posted a video bragging about sleeping in and avoiding theme parks as perks of a child-free lifestyle, ending the video with the caption, "Kids, they're not that great."
I'm telling you, there's an ulterior motive here.
I sincerely hope that nobody is taking cues about life from Chelsea Handler. Ugh.
And because I don't have kids, that means I don't have to go anywhere today. I don't have to go to Disneyland, Legoland, Color Me Mine, Build-A-Bear, Yogurtland, the zoo. I don't have to go to any of those places. Not once, not ever. Kids, they're not that great.
There's also one component to this conversation that I find really interesting, and that's basically that there is this insistence that pro-child and pro-family people are jealous of anyone who is child-free. I am...
Yeah, that's the thing, is here's the thing, you can have that opinion, but when you do attack other people and put down other people that do have children and shit, that's when the war starts.
sure that there is an element here of this taking place.
I swear there's an ulterior motive.
I don't think the reason why parents and pro-child people
There's an
find
ulterior
child-free
motive.
people so annoying is because of some boiling, unresolved resentment that's taking place. Yes, everybody loves travel and sleep and, solitude.
Yes, everyone.
When it matters, but again, I don't think the jealousy of those things is the basis for people reacting negatively to people running around saying how much they hate kids. There
Exactly.
are a lot of
She nailed it on the head.
people on both sides of this issue who are very respectful and kind
No, this shit is causing more division.
about
Division, and then it I swear there's an ulterior motive, bro.
expressing their sentiments towards having children or not. And at the same time, there are a lot
Here's the thing, you don't want kids, you don't want kids. That's your problem. Don't be fucking attacking the other group. Shut the fuck up.
of people who are buttheads about expressing their ideas, and particularly from the child-free side of things, oftentimes a lot of them will just crap on mothers and motherhood and families in general.
Yeah, that's what you do not do. You can have your little opinion. Oh, I don't want to have kids because, I get to do this and this and this. You don't shit all over that shit and cause drama.
Which is, stop doing that.
Why are
Exactly. Don't do it.
mothers so triggered by people that don't
Mama's so triggered by
kids?
So somebody with kids, I think from my perspective, the reason why sometimes parents can get annoyed and frustrated with people who don't have kids is that it's not just that they don't want kids, but they openly insinuate that you are miserable and hate your life because you have kids. There are people in the comment section of your video doing this. There was one person that said, "Misery loves company," in response to your question. Like, I personally could not give less of a shit about what anybody does with their lives.
Exactly, but don't be attacking other people.
Whether people choose to have kids or not.
Exactly.
In fact, most of my friends don't have kids, and I don't care at all.
Exactly.
However, a lot of my friends have no problem with just like openly shit talking me and the fact that I have kids right
Yeah, which is, you don't fucking do that.
to my face.
Also, if there is an element of jealousy, I think that likely stems from the
DMS.
fact that
Depleted mother syndrome, DMS, what is it and what can you do about
lot of
it?
mums just don't feel terribly supported and thus feel alone a lot of the time.
Wait, is that the condition where...
Lastly, speaking of loneliness, I do think it is quite interesting how this child-free epidemic has coincided with this...
There's a whole marketing... This child-free... It's got to be a marketing or fucking some ulterior motive to sell garbage and shit. Turn people into fucking consumers. I'm telling you now. It's for big corporations to make money. I'm fucking telling you now, there's an ulterior motive to this.
Loneliness.
Call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, but here's the thing is, one of the videos legit said, oh, I can get my nails done, I can buy a bag, I can spend money on trips and shit. Come on. Come on. 1 + 1 = 2. Come on. There's an ulterior motive to this fucking dumbass trend that's happening now.
Epidemic that we're seeing. AV Magazine actually wrote a great piece about this, which I will link in the description box.
Like, they're using conflict and shit, getting everyone to shit talk each other so they can divvy up the group, and then the group that advocates to be fucking child-free, they're just going to be consumers as fuck. And next thing you know, people are going to get paid to advertise this shit on TikTok. And then next thing you know, they're fucking coming out with brands and shit. Like advertising bags and shit, nail polish and shit, and selling all that shit. It's this whole fucking new trend is to cause fucking division, fights and shit, and turn people into consumers. That's what this new fucking trend is. And that's why streamers need to keep their keep their fucking own shit to themselves. Because, yeah, I can understand you want to be child-free, go for it. Go for it. If you want to fucking do that, you can do that.
The article in question discusses how actor Timothée Chalamet said in his Vogue December 2025 cover story that he watched an interview where someone bragged about not having kids and how much time it afforded them to do stuff, and he thinks that this outlook is incredibly bleak.
There's an ulterior motive.
He goes on to discuss how he views family and purpose, noting that, as Vogue put it,
like, bro, this is happening recent. There's an ulterior motive.
he knows some people can't have children or are never in the position to, but he does believe procreation is the reason we're here. The article goes on to describe how Chalamet is one of the many young celebrities who are rejecting this nihilistic tone that dominated the last decade and are now beginning to talk about family, purpose, and meaning again. The negative messaging around parenthood and children and families that has been shoved down the throat of millennials and older Gen Zers, or maybe just Gen Zers in general.
Here's the thing, when I was younger, I legit thought I didn't want kids. But now I'm starting to reconsider that. It's just, I've got to work on myself a little bit.
Probably just in general. Anyway, I think this has contributed to this desire to have this forever adolescence, this forever young adulthood with no responsibilities and whatnot. And as the Evie magazine article put it, and I don't remember it verbatim, but basically they wrote, and I think this is a really good way of describing it, they wrote that we have created for ourselves a marketplace that is designed to address the ache of disconnection without addressing its source. And as depressing as it is, I think that that assessment is actually overall correct. Now, does this mean that I think that you have to want to have children? Absolutely. No, that's not what I'm saying. Do I think that this means that you cannot have hobbies, or hobbies that are born out of you being a young person, like Warhammer or My Little Pony? Why are those the two I always go to? Hello Kitty or whatever. No, that I'm not saying that at all either. You are entitled to whatever hobbies you have, provided that they're legal. And does all of this
But don't advocate for this shit. Like, don't fucking spread this like a new dumbass trend.
mean that I think that we should shame people who have opted to not have children and tell them that they're selfish and all these type of things? No, I do not think that, because largely, and I will say this with my whole chest, because, you know, I get the messages, when are you having kids? What are you doing, Sydney? You just simply don't know what's going on in somebody's life. You simply do not know what is stopping them from starting a family, whether it might be fertility issues, maybe they suffer with miscarriages. There are so many reasons why somebody might not have children yet, and you don't know what they are. But with that said, with people so boldly bragging about wanting to have these, I don't know, sad, adolescent-esque, bleak existences, I think it's fine to not criticize them to be horrible to them, but criticize them to say, hey, maybe this is not the way that we should be doing things. Maybe we should be investing in our own futures by investing in children. With that said as well, we probably need to build the social and economic framework that makes having children actually a desirable thing, because I know that even for myself, I worry about what the financial situation will look like when children come along. I worry about what the stability of, you know, the United States will look like when I have kids. I worry about the future that they are going to inherit from us. So, like I said, I do think this topic is super personal, super nuanced. I think there's so many factors to it, but I am forever critical, and I will be forever critical of these women and men to a lesser extent, but mostly the women who talk about being childless and child-free
and talking shit
in this bizarre, oh, I get to smoke all the weed and drink all the alcohol kind of way, because at least to me that signals that somebody is not growing up. It kind of signals arrested, to be honest with you. I don't know why people engage with this.
Maybe with some, but with the big, like, famous people, streamers and shit, there's an ulterior motive.
Behavior as they get older, because
there's an ulterior motive.
I think that a lot of that behavior is...
Call me a conspiracy fucking theorist, but if you use your little brain for a second, you can understand where I'm coming from.
In fact, detrimental. Detrimental to you the older that you get. Ultimately, I think it's fair to say that if somebody doesn't want children, then they probably shouldn't be a parent. But I also don't think it's very nice to judge parents who are trying their best with their children and make them feel bad because they've made a different decision to you. And as for all of the people who continue to brag about what I consider to be a reasonably bleak, childless existence, I will continue to feel sorry for them. And I'm going to hold out hope that we can create better conditions that mean people feel more comfortable having families and children, and we as a collective can move comfortably and happily into the future with a bunch of tiny people. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Incogni using the link in the description. I genuinely use Incogni. I genuinely love Incogni because the data broker thing is just so freaking creepy. So if you are also concerned about this, absolutely go ahead and check them out. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you on my side of this issue where you think...
I think there's an ulterior motive to all this fucking child-free fucking, child-free, trend and shit. I think there's an ulterior motive to, because you know how all these famous people starting to come out, now all these people on TikTok starting to come out. I will bet your fucking bottom dollar they're gonna start coming out with brands and shit, sponsored and sponsors and stuff like that, handbags, nails, and all sorts of shit. I'm telling you now, there's an ulterior marketing motive with this new trend. It's a new, like honestly, there's an ulterior motive. I'm telling you now, there is an ulterior motive to turn people in just to fucking constant consumers, and that's the thing. If you want to be child free, yeah, that's your take on it. But don't turn it into a fucking trend and then put down other people that have kids and shit. Like, you're honestly fucking stupid. In other words, don't be a fucking retard.